A new Wordle puzzle is online. Click on the link to play.
Listening to the following video may give you clues. Please like and share the videos.
Pelicans vs Suns odds. No Booker but Suns still favored. With Devin Booker out for Game 3 against the Pelicans, the oddsmakers aren't exactly lining up to bet heavily on the home team.
However, the Pelicans have been tormented for a TS against the Suns this season. And while the Suns favored the Pelicans in the first two games, the Pelicans bench has been a bit of a question mark this season.
Pelicans are 2-4 ATS in last 6 games against Suns. No Booker is not a top-tier player, but he has averaged over 20 points per game and is a solid scoring option for the Pelicans.
Booker is averaging nearly 11 points per game last season, but the Pelicans are a tough matchup. New Orleans has a 20-22 record at home, and the Pelicans are a solid choice to cover the spread.
They average 113.4 points per game, and have been one of the better scoring teams in the NBA. Devin Booker had his best game of the season in Game 1 against the Suns.
Booker had a double-double with 27 points and 9 assists, but was unable to repeat his Game 1 performance. Even if Booker is a solid option, he is missing the firepower to beat the Suns.
However, he still has a chance of making a big impact in this game. No Booker is the biggest question mark for this game, but the Pelicans have a good shot of advancing to the postseason.
They have had a great start to their play-in tournament, and they will look to keep this momentum going. Phoenix lost Dario Saric to injury and is looking to replace him with other players.
A solid performance from the Pelicans could be enough to advance to the next round of the playoffs. Despite the Pelicans' recent success against no Booker, the Suns are tough to beat.
They are 3-6 ATS in their last 9 games against the Pelicans. The Pelicans have been outscored by 11 points in the third quarter.
Despite the low-scoring first half, Phoenix has only been able to keep up. This trend is likely to continue into Game 2, and the Pelicans will likely get their second win in the series.
The Pelicans are a good bet for this game. Phoenix is missing Devin Booker for the second straight game, but has enough talent to overcome his absence.
Phoenix took a step back late in the season, and they haven't won back-to-back games since Booker went out. Despite this, the Suns clinched the West with 2 games to play, but then rested their stars.
The result was that they went 12-7 in their final games. Devin Booker was a clutch player for the Suns vs Pelicans.
In Game 1, Devin Booker was a key factor in Phoenix's comeback win. Booker exploded for 31 points in the first half, and he even dipped a courtside baby after making his first 3.
Phoenix was up by 5 at halftime, but New Orleans quickly caught up and took advantage. Booker will likely be out for the rest of the series.
Game 2 of the Suns vs Pelicans saw Booker go down with a hamstring injury, and the Pelicans capitalized on it by winning 114-111. The injury occurred during the third quarter, when Booker was challenging Jackson Hayes' dunk.
Booker was ruled out for the remainder of the game, but he scored 31 points in the first half. As the Suns vs Pelicans series continues, Booker will have big shoes to fill.
Despite being averaging just over 14 points per game this season, Booker shot 66% in clutch minutes and ranked 3rd among all players with at least 20 attempts. Moreover, Booker's clutch shooting has stayed consistent throughout his career.
He is only one of 4 players to have more than 5 go-ahead shots since joining the league. A clutch player is a key player in an NBA game, and Booker is a key part of that.
Booker led the NBA in game-winning buzzer-beating shots last season. No other team has made more, and his incredible performance will surely make the Suns even more competitive in the postseason.
If Booker is healthy, his team will have a much better chance of winning. After an excellent first half in Game 2, Booker suffered a grade I hamstring injury and will be out for 2 to 3 weeks.
Regardless of the injury, Booker's presence will be a key part of the Suns' success in this series, so he will likely be out again for Game 4. Pelicans' bench is tough to call without him.
The New Orleans Pelicans topped the Phoenix Suns in Game 2 and tied the series at 1 game apiece. But the Suns have a lot of questions, including Booker's injury.
Booker has been struggling for most of the series, and his absence could extend the series. The Pelicans have a few options in the backcourt to make the game more competitive, including rookies Brandon Ingram and C.J. McCollum.
Booker left the game in the third quarter with a hamstring injury and is expected to get in a rhythm. RI will determine the extent of his injury.
The Pelicans bench is a big question mark without Booker. It's tough to gauge the team's bench without Booker, even if other players have a solid chance to contribute.
However, if Booker isn't in the lineup, the Pelicans will have trouble scoring without him. New Orleans is missing one of their best players in Devin Booker, but that won't be an issue in the first half.
New Orleans' bench is very difficult to evaluate without Booker, and even with Booker, it's hard to call the Pelicans' game plan without him. But it's tough to make a call without Booker because of the uncertainty of the starting lineup.
The Suns' hopes for winning the 2022 NBA title were lowered even further by Booker's injury. The Suns are now the better team without Booker, as the Pelicans' bench was lacking in talent last season.
However, without Booker, the Suns are a team in a good position to get back to the playoffs. In other words, Suns fans are still looking for a way to make the playoffs without Booker.
Devin Booker suffered a hamstring strain in Game 2 of the Western Conference Finals, but his injury is only minor. He'll miss the remaining 2 games in New Orleans, and it's tough to project how he'll do in that stretch.
Nevertheless, Booker's absence could make it difficult for the Suns to make an offense. It's likely that Booker will return for Game 3, but it's not 100% certain that he'll play.
Phoenix Suns are favored to win Game 3. There is no denying that the Phoenix Suns are the favorites for Game 3 of the Pelicans vs.
Suns series. After a dominant season, they are currently favored to win after a 2-game sweep of the New Orleans Pelicans.
However, the Pelicans are not going to lie down and surrender to the Suns anytime soon. They will go all out to keep their series alive and take advantage of a Game 3 victory.
Devin Booker has been diagnosed with grade 1 right hamstring strain. Typically, this injury takes between 14 and 21 days to recover.
This means that Booker could miss Game 3 and the West semifinals. Booker has a history of hamstring injuries.
Last November, he strained his left hamstring and missed 7 games. However, he returned in Game 3 of the Pelicans vs. Suns series and scored 31 points.
Despite Booker's injury, the Suns are still -6 without Devin Booker. With the absence of Booker, the Suns' offense will be greatly limited.
Phoenix's lack of the most dynamic player on the court will make it easier for New Orleans to score. However, New Orleans has the length and defensive versatility that will make it difficult for Phoenix to guard Chris Paul.
With that in mind, the Pelicans are favored to steal Game 3 and make a series out of this series. New Orleans Pelicans are looking to rebound from a Game 2 loss after a dramatic second-half comeback by the Phoenix Suns.
However, they will be without Devin Booker and will have to ride the momentum of Game 2 and hold on to their home court for Game 3 of the series. This means that if they can keep Booker on the bench, they are in good shape for Game 3.
New Orleans will be much stronger on the boards than the Suns did in Game 2. Despite the absence of Devin Booker, Phoenix still has the talent to hang with the Pelicans.
It was a drubbing for the Suns without Booker, but a solid performance from Chris Paul and others should give them a win. As for the Pelicans, they can also use the home court advantage to their advantage.